Hello, I am a solicitor at Stowe Family Law, and in this video we will look at what a postnuptial agreement is and how to get one. Postnuptial agreements are not legally binding in England and Wales. However, they can offer some protection for your finances and assets, providing they adhere to specific criteria. What is a postnuptial agreement? Postnuptial agreements are also called postnups. They are written documents which detail the ownership of a couple's assets, including things like money and property, and what should happen to them if the marriage ends. You might have heard of a prenuptial agreement, often called prenups. Postnups are very similar to prenups, as they offer a degree of protection for a couple. The main difference between prenups and postnups is that postnups are drawn up and signed any time after the couple gets married. However, they must be put into place before any discussion around divorce or separation. Postnups can be constructed if there was no prenup signed before the marriage or civil partnership. They can also supplement or mirror an existing prenup. A postnup can include, but is not limited to, the following: details of both of your incomes, both current and expected. For example, it will need to include any anticipated inheritance, or whether one person will be financially supported by the other. Any personal and joint belongings, and who will retain them if you divorce. Any assets you wish to protect for children from a previous relationship. Any debts either of you have, and who will be responsible for paying them. This can help to protect you from any historic debts that your spouse has incurred. Protection for your business, to help ensure that you can retain control if you divorce. Any maintenance agreements for if you divorce. For example, spousal maintenance if one person is financially dependent on the other. How your property will be dealt with if you divorce. Any financial arrangements in relation to your children. For example, who will be responsible for school fees. Why would you need a postnup? There are various reasons you may choose to get a postnup. Some of these include to protect an inheritance that you gained after your marriage or civil partnership. To give clarity on ownership of assets, for example a business you own jointly, or one that only one of you owns. To ring-fence money or assets for your children, particularly if the children are from a previous relationship. To have total transparency with your spouse. To give you better financial security, if you have to, or choose to, take time out of work, for example if you are a stay-at-home parent. To reduce the potential of any court proceedings and legal fees in the event of separation. Because postnups are created after you get married, they are likely to be drawn up when significant life events happen. Some couples will get a postnup when they have a child, buy additional property, or start a new business. What are the criteria for postnups? The only time constraints for a postnup are that it must be written after the marriage ceremony and before you have any discussions relating to separation or divorce proceedings. However, certain criteria must be fulfilled, including that each person provides full and frank financial disclosure, ensuring that the financial details written in the postnup are accurate. Each of you must get independent legal advice to ensure the best chance of the postnup being considered in a divorce settlement. In addition, both of you need to freely enter into the agreement and understand its implications. The agreement must be fair to both of you at the time of your separation, so it is important that you review the postnup periodically to ensure it remains reflective of your circumstances. An expert family lawyer can advise you on the fairness of your agreement and whether a judge would be likely to uphold it if you divorce. How do I get a postnup? If you and your partner agree to enter into a postnup, you must first both seek independent legal advice from a specialist family lawyer. Next, you need to disclose all of your financial information, including assets, income, and liabilities, including your debts. This will then be written into a financial schedule by your solicitor and attached to the postnup document. You should also disclose any assets, like an inherited property or sum of money, which you expect to receive in the foreseeable future. It is important to provide all this information to your solicitor to minimize any risk of allegations of hiding or underestimating your assets, and to ensure the agreement has the best chance of being accepted by the courts. If you have complex assets, or there are international elements to your finances or your marriage, for example, if you spend part of the year abroad, the process can take longer. The agreement will be drafted and must be signed by both parties and 2 witnesses. It is highly recommended that you review the agreement regularly, at least every 5 years, or if an important event occurs, for example, if you have a child. This means any changes in circumstances are accounted for and improves the likelihood of the agreement being accepted by the court. How long does a postnup last for? Postnups are ongoing documents and will last as long as your marriage lasts. It is important to note that they are living documents and must be kept up to date with any changes to your financial circumstances. You should seek legal advice whenever you wish to alter the document. A family lawyer will ensure it remains fair and reasonable. Are postnups legally binding? Postnups are not legally binding in England and Wales. However, if you meet the qualifying criteria and the document is drafted by a family lawyer, it is likely the court will give consideration to the terms of the agreement. The court will also consider the fairness of the agreement at the time of your divorce or dissolution, as well as the present and future needs of both you and your ex-spouse, and any children. The importance of legal advice. If you have decided to get a postnup, it is extremely important that you both seek independent legal advice. Your respective solicitors can advise you on the agreement and assist with financial disclosure and any complexities. For more Stowe talks, how-to videos, and further free resources, visit stowefamilylaw.co.uk/support.